Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity? It's like when someone does something and in the moment, like you feel the shade, but you like, I'm gonna get them grace. I'm gonna get them grace.
Hey people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Have you guys heard the word delay pisstivity? So this sister came online and to ask that, have you ever experienced delay pisstivity? Which is the first one for me, like literally, like it's first for me, and I find it very interesting. So she went on to explain about what she meant by delay festivity, like when something happened to you, rather than you to respond, you wait a couple of days, hours, or minutes, and then it dawned to you, like, you know what, you didn't react, you weren't angry at the moment, but now thinking about it and looking back at it, you are pissed and wish that you reacted differently. And this has struck a conversation of people sharing their own story of delay festivity, and if they are and all that, let me know down in the comment section. Have you ever heard this word before? And do you think, or have you ever been a delay festivity, somebody that don't get angry at the moment when something happened, but when you go back a couple of minutes, hours, or days, or weeks later, you think about it and you're pissed and you wish like you reacted differently? Anyway, guys, let's go check out this video and people's response to it. Then I'll come back and share more of my thoughts on this video. With that all said, guys, let's go check it out.
Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity? It's like when someone does something and in the moment, like you feel the shade, but you like, I'm gonna get them grace. I'm gonna get them grace. And then you reflect on it later and you mad because you didn't respond the way you should have responded because you... Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity?
This is single-handedly the reason I end up ghosting people a lot. People do or say shady things to me and I don't react to it in the moment. I don't address it in the moment either. But one random day I will wake up and remember that shady thing that you did, and that is when I will decide that I actually don't want to have you in my life anymore because it spoke to your character as well as the way that you actually felt about me. So I just end up ghosting people because delayed pisstivity.
Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity? It's like when someone does something...
No, sis, you are not the only one who suffers from that. I just talked to my therapist about this on Thursday. And I was like, I'm kind of glad for my delayed festivity, because if I did not have said delayed festivity, people would be dead. I'd be in jail. My daughter would have no parents. So y'all better be glad that I don't react. I'm grown. I'm him.
Okay.
And just ask anybody who's seen me react. I drag grown men at the club. I've stood face to face with a grown man who was obviously mentally unwell and drunk. He had pointed towards my head, and I told him to go ahead, because I've been through so much. If this is how I'm gonna go, make it worth this video. I'm still here. That was years ago. So my delayed festivity works. Bye.
Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity?
No, you're not. And for me specifically, it's autism. The amount of times I've had to reach out to a friend to clarify, hey, was that mean? I can't tell. And they go, oh, yeah, that was actually... And then they take the time to explain how it was mean, why it was mean, and the context in which it could be mean, because apparently sometimes it's nice. Which then, as you said, leaves me thinking about all the things I could have replied with, because I'm disrespectful. I got a smart mouth. I got a quick draw. Okay? Only problem is my shit got a suppressor on it, so sometimes I don't get to shoot.
Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity? It's like when someone does something...
I don't know why this is, but I've been talking about it in therapy a lot. But for some strange reason, anger is not considered an emotion in like our colloquial conversations around emotions. This is not a good thing, because anger is a valid emotion, right? Anger is a valid emotion because anger shows you when somebody has crossed your boundaries, and or like something is triggering. I don't know how to describe it, but anger can be a useful tool to understand when somebody is disrespecting you, disrespecting your boundaries, and when you don't like something. However, we live in a society that deeply discourages anger. Like, it's seen as an irrational behavior, act of aggression. Like, we don't live in a society that encourages behavior. So what ends up happening is, specifically for women suppress their anger. We numb it because we are so aware that, like, already as women, we're deemed emotional and irrational because we're women, and we express ourselves in anything that is anything that's not feminine is masculine, and you already know we live in a patriarchy. With that said, a lot of women, specifically Black women, we're not aware in the moments like when we're being slighted or like when we feel disrespected, because we are so numb to some of the stuff that happens to us, and we are so just acutely aware of the fact that there could be serious consequences. So a lot of it is baked in as like the society we live in, and then fear that we experience from retaliating or being angry. Or some of us like are just scared that like we're going to lose control when we're angry. And I truly feel like more women need to be angry. Be angry at the society, be angry at people. Like, you'll get past it, but anger is an okay, justified emotion.
Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity? It's like when someone does something.
The other day, somebody asked me, why is it that when somebody does something to you, you don't respond, and then a couple of weeks later, you'll either go no contact, or your energy around that person will change. And it wasn't the first person who said this to me, where I know in my past other people close to me have said this before. And for me, it's like delayed pisstivity, which is what this lady's talking about. You can do something to me now, and maybe I'll even laugh or take it as a joke until it sits with me for a couple of days, sometimes weeks, and then it hits me that what you actually did to me was effed up. And at that moment, I will get upset or have that response. But for me to go back and address something that happened 2 weeks ago or 3 days ago, if I really care about, oftentimes I will, but at that time, it's like, for me, it's already late, because, yeah. So I do. I have delayed pisstivity, where you respond late to being pissed about something. And it's messed up because the person who does it to you, they end up not knowing why you're not talking to them or why you're upset with them, because as far as they're concerned, they didn't do anything to you. Because when they did do something wrong, you didn't respond or you didn't act out. You just kept quiet. So they systematically thought that you were okay with it, or it wasn't that it didn't bother you that much. But in actual fact, it just took longer to download and for you to be on some long try like.
Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity?
This is on me. But the flip side to it is people might misread it as you being non-confrontational, or you scared to speak up for yourself. But the whole time is I'm an overthinker, and I like to do self-work. I'm not the type of person that's gonna like pop off and then like apologizing for it later. I'm gonna take it in, analyze everything, analyze my feelings, making sure that I'm not responding from a hurt place. And then once I pop off, it ain't no apologizing, because I meant what the fuck I said and you got me fucked. But let's say somebody say something that's shady, or at least I'm thinking it's shady. You know, I'm gonna take it in, and it's just like, okay, is they being, a little fishy, wishy-washy, or is it me, being triggered from a place of hurt and finna pop off on them over what somebody did to me in the past, and it ain't got shit to do with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. I'm a thinker, so of course my pissivity is a little delayed. Cause hold on, let me see if you got me real quick. Let me think. Just give me a second, bitch.
Am I the only one who suffers from delayed pisstivity? It's like when someone does something.
Nah, you know what? You ain't the only one. But I'm not included in that. You know what I am noticing, though? I suffer from delayed agreement. My version of delayed agreement is they need me to be out of the city, state, vicinity, building, group chat. They need to delete my account in order to agree with me. But they won't say it's me. They steal the idea. They steal the delivery. They steal the whole organizational setup of the information I'm presenting. And then months down the line, sometimes weeks, but they usually wait months down the line as if it's just brand new information. But before the delayed agreement came up, they was rounding up people to make it seem like I'm crazy over an idea that you just waited for everyone to forget about because of mass information overload, because of current events. I'm watching y'all. Y'all ain't slick or original.
And then you reflect on it later and you mad because you didn't respond the way you should have responded because
This happened to me today. Literally was just telling my husband like an hour ago how me and my kids went on a lunch date today. They didn't have school. And we was waiting on our table at the restaurant. And then there was finally a space for us to sit down to these two old white ladies. As soon as I sit down, the lady says, "Oh my gosh, everybody must just got new shoes because all of you guys' shoes are so clean." I'm like, at the moment, I was like, no, we have multiple pair and we take care of our shoes. But then when I sat down and I was telling my husband about it, I just got more and more pissed. I'm like, if I could go back into that moment in time, I probably would have gave that lady a piece of my mind, because what kind of comment is that?
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Let me know if you've ever experienced delayed Pisstivity. That's a new word. Let me know if you've ever experienced it or you know somebody that has. Go down in the comment section and share your thought, but please keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So feel free, share your opinion. Okay, this is my own thought and my own story on it, is that I feel like I have delayed Pisstivity when it comes to trauma or something. Yeah, I feel like that's where I feel, because I am an overthinker, but also I'm that person that I also react. Even though I overthink, when something hits me up as being pissed, I react immediately and I correct the person immediately. But also, sometimes something happens to me and it's almost like I'm in shock, I'm in a blank mode, and I won't even react. Or I'll just react with like, especially when I was young, really like, but later I'll think about it, I'll like, oh, I should have. I remember this one time. This is so crazy. I remember this one time where this man came to my house as a child. I was a young girl. I was very young though. And he came to the house and he came to do something. I can't even remember what it was. And he touched me inappropriately as a young child. And the normal me that it's very, very witty. I know that I should have said something, but I did say, and walked away. But I thought about it. I didn't react. And years later, I was thinking about the situation. And I was like, why didn't I react? I was that child that I was known of always being reactive and all that. But and I happened to think that I was looked like I always react. So at that point, or even at now, which sometimes reflects sometimes even in my big age, is that sometimes because of that suppressed, like always telling me not to overreact, not to react to things, it has put that thing that sometimes I don't react when I'm supposed to react. I'm not pissed when I'm supposed to pissed. But when I think about it, I'm just like, I should have said something, I should have done something, and all that. And that can also come off as, oh, so why are you bringing it up? Because sometimes it can take weeks and then you bring it out and then you try to address it, especially with people that you love, which I do. With people I love, sometimes I think about it and then I call you back and like, you see that thing you did, I didn't like it and all that. But most times it's when that thing is actually a trauma thing. And that's one thing I've realized. Yeah. I'll say I get delayed Pisstivity. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thought. But please keep it respectful. Here on the channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl. With that said, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.